another one I hear a lot of people say similar to is Valdez versus Stevenson, man, coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Stevenson. A lot of people have told me to kind of lean towards Stevenson,
Right.
but
I mean,
Valdez has been underdog before.
And you could understand the reasons. Obviously, if people are rooting for and think that Shakur Stevenson is gonna win, obviously the reason is because he's just a better all-around boxer. I mean, that's no brainer. That's true. You can't argue that. He knows how to use every single corner of that ring. He's a great defensive fighter, but again, sometimes will, power, and determination beats talent any day. So that could be the case against Valdez. Valdez has the heart, he has the balls, and he has the courage to just move forward with broken jaw. We've seen that in the past. Like, this guy fights, you know what I'm saying? So if he puts that pressure, takes Shakur Stevenson into deep waters, that could be the case. Again, it's a definitely beatable fight for Oscar Valdez. So if people are counting him out, I mean, just know that. He has those attributes, and he has the heart that you can't train that. You can't. That is not given. You're born with that, and we'll see. A really interesting fight. But again, if you're just an observer from the outside and looking at styles, yeah, you're gonna pick Shakur Stevenson.
Week up, obviously a fight I gotta get your take on, man. Stevenson versus Valdez.
Oh yeah.
Well, what aspect of Stevenson's game would you say Valdez needs to watch out for the most?
I just spoke to Shakur the day before yesterday. I hit him up, see how he was doing, physically and mentally. Physically, he looks good. Mentally, he's definitely there and well prepared. But for Valdez, I think he'll have to watch out. It's not so much a watching out. He has to be just more of aware of Shakur's timing. Shakur is very good. I mean, you see when we fought, like, even me being the bigger and longer man, Shakur is very good at distancing and timing. And he's always he doesn't leave too many opportunities open against him. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta hurry up and react, because like Shakur is very good with his eyes. So if he sees that you're trying to get at something, he'll quickly react. And that's one thing. That's what's, like I said, Shakur, his mind is probably his best tool. You know what I mean? Like, he has all the physical attributes, but like I said, boxing is 80% mental, 20% physical, and I believe that Shakur is more of a mentally prepared fighter. I mean, nothing against Valdez. Valdez is a really good champion in his own right. But Shakur is younger, fresher. Valdez has been in the wars of also, and he struggled with boxers. There's a reason why he wasn't trying to fight too many boxers, especially southpaws, coming up, especially in the championship run. If you look at it, most of the guys he prefers to fight is the ones that'll fight back with him or brawl with him. You see, like the guys like Miguel Bachel, but when he had fights with Conceal with a boxer, he had issues there. And Shakur is, in my opinion, a 20 times better boxer than Valdez's last fight. So you got to take those aspects and you make your own, assessment from there.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. His timing does seem. How do you defeat timing, especially with a guy with that kind of speed?
You gotta basically throw with him. You gotta actually try to throw with Shakur. You can't sit there and wait or think you're gonna outbox him. You gotta throw with him in between shots. But even then, like I said, he can pick up. So you gotta constantly, play the chess match and constantly, go out there and keep trying to press the action. But like I said, it's still a good fight for boxing as well. Same goes with Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano fight that's happening that night. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good boxing April 30th. Like I said, so also like I said, shout out to the ladies that's fighting at the Garden. But I'll definitely be there in Vegas because I'll be commentating for the Valdez Stevenson
some easy
fight.
money.
So I'm close front row seat, but. Like I said, just good for boxing, and may the best man win.
Yeah, Valdez Stevenson, man. I think a lot of people people that I've spoken to have Shakur kind of edging that fight, but that's not the first time Valdez has been an underdog. I mean, against Burchell, not a lot of people gave him a lot of chance in that fight either, and he dominated in that fight. What does Oscar have to do to neutralize or defeat rather Shakur?
He's gonna have to close the distance. I think he's gonna have to be coming with some good head movement, be fast, because Shakur is very fast. It's not going to be an easy fight. Is it impossible to get the job done? I don't think so. He definitely can. He's with a great team. You know, he has a good coach. So I'm sure they'll have a great game plan. You know, Shakur is very slippery, very slick lefty, and I think he's gonna give him some problems. But you know, hopefully, I would like to see Oscar, and you know, he's my countryman. I would love to see him win. But I think Shakur is gonna come to the box and move around, so it's gonna make it a little difficult. But we'll see what happens.
The other fight that I'm excited to see too is
That same day, actually, Valdez and.
Valdez. Yeah, Valdez. That's gonna be a great fight. I think Shakur beats him though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great fight, but I think Shakur is just on another level right now. And then you kind of see from the people that the fighters that Oscar Valdez has fought in the past that box and move around. He has a lot of problems with those.
How does Oscar Valdez do with movers as far as your experience with him in the
I don't know. I haven't really seen him fight a mover because he fought when I was with him. Who'd he fight? Burchell, and he, you know, obviously Burchell's not a mover. And I think I seen him fight Bruno Lopez, which he's kind of a mover, but not really. So it's like,
I mean, would you even consider Shakur a mover?
I mean, he definitely not a stayer.
Fight, yeah. I forgot about that one, but look, I mean, Shakur he's a special fighter. I think he has a lot of great attributes, and you know, the skill is amazing. His reflexes are phenomenal. Yeah, every fighter can get beat if you figure him out, and if there's a fighter who can figure somebody out, that's Oscar Valdez. So it's a good fight. I think conditioning is going to play a big part. I think the pressure that Valdez can possibly put on him, or vice versa, because Shakur Stevenson is a fighter who comes forward. He's bigger too. He's bigger, so it's a great fight. I think we have so many pick-em fights right now in the horizon. I'm looking forward to them, man.
What do you think outside of conditioning? Is there anything else like Oscar can do to make sure he gets that win?
I think his will, you know, his will to just, he has to put that pressure on him, but just be very smart, be very careful on how he's doing it. Meaning, you can put a lot of pressure on a fighter without throwing a punch and get your opponent tired. But if he can do that and throw the right combinations and make Shakur Stevenson go back, it can be a very interesting fight.
It's interesting because Shakur told me the biggest challenge to him in his eyes is the heart of Oscar. Because Oscar's not going to quit. So it's like, hey, that's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, the heart is always dangerous if you have skills like Oscar Valdez. So, you know, skills, power, heart, it's a pretty dangerous combination. So, yeah, both guys have their hands full. They both have great trainers in their corners, and yeah, I think it's a great fight.
Shakur is very tough. He's a tall order for anybody. Oscar's a very good fighter, but once again, he's a tall order and he's short. So I lean towards Shakur, but it's going to be a tough fight. But Oscar's a really good fighter too.
all right.